So today we are going to put these KYB struts on this C5 Corvette. I'm doing this video because nobody else has put KYB struts on a C5 and tested it. I also have the F45 suspension on here, so we're also going to take the little solenoid out. That you know, if you don't do that, then you're going to have like an 80-mile-an-hour speed limit, and I know you Corvette people don't want that, so we're going to show you that as well. And so most of the time people are testing the Bilsteins, which they're a great brand, but I'm poor, so I can't really afford that. And I know that these shocks are bad because I did this on another shock, and you compress it and it wouldn't come back up. So we're doing it on this side, and what you're going to need is you're going to need this 13mm, which will fit on these tops, the top of this strut here, both front and back, and then you're going to need the 24mm socket, which will fit on the bottom of the strut here. It's going to be hard to show an angle of that, but pretty much it's the same on this side as it is on the other side. As you can see, there might be able to see where the socket is here. I'll move it over. So there's the bolt, and on the other side, you might be able to see it somewhere there. Okay. Pretty much what we're gonna do, and you're also gonna need this jack here. Another jack to put weight on it. So I'm gonna move everything out of the way. This guy over here, I was blessed to have a girlfriend that has a pneumatic power tool, so we won't have to struggle too much on this. And what you're gonna want to do is get this jack and sort of place it right under the strut to put just a little bit of weight on it. Just to have it there. So I'm going to take my 13mm. I'm going to have this universal joint here. Put that 13mm on here. And I'm just sort of going to come up through this way. And basically just take it off in a way. Can't really get it out from under there, so maybe I'll have to just take this U-joint out. It worked on the other side. I guess it's not liking this side. Sort of somewhat go up in there. Yes, I have Pittsburgh tools, don't judge me. Harbor Freight is the GOAT. Get that guy loose. Come up through here, the other side. Hook that up. Maybe get my U-joint, hopefully this works. Come up through here. Get it on there. I don't care what you say, U-joints are pretty helpful in certain situations, especially ones like this. Sort of just loosen it up. Should somewhat come out by hand after that. The other side was not so happy because one of the ears broke off on the original one, so that was fun. I don't know if I can get this. Yep. Looks like this thing's falling down. You know, when you're changing your old ones, you might get lucky and your shock's blown, so pretty much it'll just fall down and come right out. Like this one seems like it's gonna do as well. Take these bolts out, put them to the side. Take this off so I can make it easier to get through it. Just loosen it up. I know you've probably watched an old man do it, and he's like, heavy breathing. I'm heavy breathing. It's fine. It's all fine. Just keep loosening it until it comes out. That's all I gotta do. Buggy, I like it. And there we go. That's the top out. Now we're going to take our socket wherever it went. Oh, it went over. Where'd it go? Here it is. Okay. We're gonna take our socket. We're gonna take our extension. We're gonna put this, the socket part, on the other side because obviously this combination wrench, or it's not really it's just a box-in wrench, double side. This is I think I'm using the 15/16, which works about the same as a 24. You're gonna put this on this side, and it'll just sort of snug up on there. And this will go on the other side. You can't really see, but just trust me on it. That's what you gotta do. Hopefully I can maybe bring this over and just loosen it up, and then it'll make my life easier. Looks like I can. So all I gotta do is hold this. And it's being stubborn right now. That's always awesome. Now you gotta do a manual. That tells you how fun this is. Loosen it like that. Now you can get that sucker in there and loosen it. The other side was a little easier. You go in through here, again, and then bang it out. Should just be able to slide out. You have that weight off of there. And here's the nut. You can see what it kind of looks like. And this should just sort of come out-ish. But with the F45 suspension, you're gonna have this wire here that goes to the back of it. There's a solenoid, I'll bring you over here. So you can see on the side of the strut, that's gonna be annoying. So you're gonna wanna take this is just a plastic piece that sort of is clipped on there. You might be able to get it off with your hands. Might be able to. Get lucky. Hold on, hold this, I'm gonna try to get it off. Get a screwdriver.
Okay.
So we're gonna go in there with the screwdriver. Looks like it's prying off. Trying to, at least. Okay. There it goes. It's that piece out of the way. So that gives us got a little clip here. Normally it has little two clips here that you're gonna have to pry off. This side apparently does not have it. It has a connector over here. You're gonna wanna pull the tab on and pull back. It's pretty easy. This comes out that way. And now you should be pretty good. Just sort of work it out. You should be able to spin it somewhat, work it out the bottom. You can probably pull it up. This shock is 100% horrible. It's just garbage. So, I know some of you people are struggling with the F45 suspension. You don't need help. This might need to be jacked up a little more just to get it out of the way. Here we go. There's your strut. Okay? So now we're going to move over here to this vise. I should have everything pretty much prepared. I think I have a hammer over there. Let's go. This is so that you don't get a code on your. This is so that you don't get a code coming up and limiting your speed. You can obviously see that this strut is bad because I'm pulling it up here, and if I press it down like this and it doesn't come back up, it's garbage. So we're gonna pull it out as much as we can, put it in the vise. Okay, we're gonna put it in this vise. We're gonna grab our kick thing, and I don't know where my hand, oh, there it is. You see these little holes here? This is just a screw. And you pretty much just put it here, angle it, and just start tapping away. And eventually, it'll start turning. Eventually.
This looks like it's falling apart.
It's not. Maybe get a little tighter on there. It's a garbage strut, so why would I reuse it, right? Start hammering away. And it should break free eventually. Eventually. There it goes. Don't worry about that. We don't talk about that. And then see, now it's nice. Okay. Just keep tapping away. It's coming loose. Eventually you'll be able to possibly get it out by hand. But you can see it's pulling out here. Thanks Chevrolet for letting us, for making this a little easier, at least in 1999. Okay, should be able to, so I'm gonna pull it off there. And this is the fun part. See, I was sitting here prying it and prying it and prying it, trying to get this out, and it just doesn't work. So what I do, or what I did, is I came over here, towards the grass, I guess. See where the other strut is. And keep the wire out of the way. I'm just gonna tap till it comes out. Just keep tapping. It should start leaking fluid like that, which is fine. Now you can somewhat pull it out. There it is. And then all that comes out. You know, if you want to do something funny, you can pull the strut up and just do that, and it's funny. Yeah, look, haha, big funny, it squirts. Okay, coming back over here. Now, we can plug this back up. Nice and easy, sort of back where it came from. Just like that. And that should get rid of our code if we have one. Now to zip tie, you would zip tie this elsewhere. Wherever you want to do it, just zip tie it. Make sure it's out of the way of the axle and everything else. I just prefer putting it sort of back where it was in this little slot. And I'll wrap it around here. And I'll just sort of zip tie it there. Awesome. Okay, so now we got our shock. We got this ginormous zip tie. I would, yeah, just prefer using a big zip tie for this. Keep it compressed. Luckily, we had some laying around, and so I'm using that. So basically, you're just gonna sort of do the reverse and kind of put it up through the bottom. So it'll line the holes up, and it'll go around where it was before, hopefully without any issues, like such. And there you go. So while it's pretty much up in the air, you can just, or what you want to do this bottom one first, because you can just get the bolt through here, so you don't have to fight it whenever you're putting it back on. Just like that. Put the nut on the other side. Can't really see it very well, but it's just trust the process. The nut's going on. So you can sort of just keep that loose. Come up here. I'm going to somewhat line up the holes. Get my pair of dikes here. I'm going to cut the zip tie. Okay. It's going to sort of line up in that hole there. Pull my zip tie out somewhat. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Pull my zip tie out, line it somewhat up, and you have it sort of lined up, you can get these bolts and just sort of hand tighten them in the holes so that they're somewhat lined up. You don't fight it later. Get the back one. Probably with the back one, you might want to get this extension here and make your life a little easier. Feed it up through here. Very careful not to drop it. It should just start to go in like this. Okay, make sure you hand tighten this. Don't zip it up in there. Last thing you really want to do. Get this sucker back up in here. Looks like I can probably jack this up a wee bit. But then other than that, it's sort of all just tightening it up. Here, can probably, maybe not. I don't know if I can get in there. Can I get up in here through this? Certainly can, I think. Hopefully. Here we go. It's probably going to rub on the shock, but who cares, right? Really expensive. Only expensive. There we go. It looks a little crooked now, that's fine, it'll line itself up. Oh, wrong way. Hold on. Shoot. Get it on there. Give it some inspiration. Tighten it until it feels real good and snug, or so. Let's see if I can get this on here now. Yeah, not as well as I'd like it. It's not very well, okay. Back to extension, back to this, back to that. Worked out a little better on the other side, but. Get up in there, Jesus.
Why can't you just go above it?
I don't have a short socket. I don't think. That's what you get with Pittsburgh though, right? Everybody will know. Around here, get a grip on it somewhat. And there we go. Okay. Now the other side. Here. I can get up in there. Let me get up in there. There we go. Tighten that down. That feels nice. Good and tight. Okay. That's in.
Hang on.
And then we go. Alright, so we're going to take our wrench again. But this time, we're not going to use our little gut of the machine. We're going to take this off. And we're going to tighten it by hand because we're cool like that. Make sure it's on tighten. Go on the other side of the bolt. Make sure you can get your wrench in there to where you can tighten it pretty good. Oh, come on. Make sure your socket is seated. There it goes. Okay. And just hold the one side and ratchet away. Sure that's on. Okay. We're on. That's pretty much how you do it. Put your wheel on and you're done. That's it. Thank you for watching.